Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Eric Ten Hag wants to bring Ajax winner Antony with him to Manchester United if he is appointed as the club's next permanent manager. The Ajax technical director is not ruling out Eric Ten Hag leaving this summer. Eric Ten Hag is the favourite to become Manchester United's next permanent manager. Eric Ten Hag is ready to leave Ajax at the end of this season. Not so long ago, Eric Ten Hag got interviewed for the Manchester United job and he came through the interview with flying colours. The Ajax CEO Edwin van der Sar will not stand in Eric Ten Hag's way if he asks to make a move to Manchester United. Like I updated you yesterday, Vangaal came out and said that Eric Ten Hag needs to join a football club, but not a commercial club. You know, Vangaal said Manchester United is a commercial club. Ralph Rangnick wants Eric Ten Hag to become the next manager, and a lot of Manchester United fans would like to see Eric Ten Hag get recommended in. It'd be good for Eric Ten Hag to come and experience the Premier League. He's not yet managed in the Premier League. You've got to admire the work he's done at Ajax. He's developed the young players well. He's won some Dutch Cups with them. He's won a couple of Eredivisie titles with them. And revert back to 2019, he got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. So there you go. Eric Ten Hag got appointed in as the Ajax manager back in December 2017, so he's been the Ajax manager now for over 4 years. His contract at Ajax expires next year. Before Ajax, he managed Utrecht, before he managed Bayern Munich's reserves and Go Ahead Eagles. Mauricio Pochettino recently got interviewed for the Manchester United job. That was according to reports in France. Pochettino is under pressure at PSG, but Mauricio Pochettino wants to stay at PSG. PSG may have to pay 17 million if they sack Pochettino. Pochettino has been the PSG manager for over a year. His contract expires next year. I think he has won a French Cup with PSG. Pochettino is a good manager, even though he's hardly won anything. The vast majority of Manchester United players want Pochettino to become the next permanent manager. Well, Pochettino is proven in the Premier League, which is beneficial. Luis Enrique and Julian Lopetegui are on Manchester United's short list. Manchester United are looking for the 5th permanent manager since Ferguson. Manchester United have sacked 4 permanent managers since Ferguson, even though Man United are not really known as a sacking football club. The managers we've sacked since Ferguson, we sacked David Moyes after 10 months. Then we sacked Louis Vangaal after 2 years. We did win the FA Cup under Louis Vangaal. Then Manchester United sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Mourinho did enjoy one good season at Man United because he won 3 trophies in his first season. The 3 trophies he won was the Europa League, the EFL Cup and the Community Shield. The reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board and bad disputes with the top players, and last year Manchester United sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer after almost 3 years in charge. Ralph Rangnick, he's been Manchester United's interim manager for over 3 months. It initially said he's Manchester United's interim manager until the end of the season, then he's expected to take up a consultancy role for a further 2 years, but the consultancy role is now in doubt. Rangnick has lost 4 games in all competitions as Manchester United's interim manager. Revert back to the other week, it said Manchester United are considering sacking Ralph Rangnick. He said a few times as well that Rangnick wants the permanent Man United job. There's been good performances under Rangnick, there's also been poor performances as well. He's been totally blameless for the poor performances. The players have had to take responsibility for the poor performances. You know, I've got a lot of respect for Rangnick. I think he's a very good coach. And let me put into the equation is inheriting players who other managers have brought in, so none of this squad is Rangnick's. Rangnick has enjoyed 1 transfer window as Manchester United's interim manager. Unfortunately, Rangnick did not get backed in the January transfer window this year. Man United enjoyed a very disappointing January transfer window. Before Man United, Ralph Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. And earlier on this season, he brought Ewan Sharp in as an assistant coach and analyst. He also brought Chris Armas in as an assistant coach, and he brought Saz Chalens in as a sports psychologist. Rangnick's aim for this season is for Manchester United to finish in the top 4. Well, Man United's focus is now finishing in the top 4 this season because Man United cannot win a trophy this season. We've not won a trophy for 5 years. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. In the summer of this year, I am expecting Manchester United to make signings. I reckon in the summer this year we'll try and sign a midfielder and a striker. As you all know, Man United have been relentlessly linked with Declan Rice. You know, there's a lot of rumours coming out now about Harry Kane. On the other side of things, I'm expecting a lot of players to depart the club in the summer. So in the summer, I reckon Dean Henderson will leave. Henderson's our second choice goalkeeper, doesn't get in goal much because revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back. Henderson's only made 3 appearances this season. Jones and Bailly, they'll leave Man United this summer because they don't really get in the team. We'll sell Maguire this summer. Revert back to the other week, the Manchester Evening News said that Man United are prepared to sell Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire's not good enough to represent the club. I can't understand how he's still Manchester United captain. A lot of Man United fans have been demanding for the captaincy to be taken off him, but earlier on this season, Rangnick said that Maguire will remain Man United captain until the end of the season. Man United overpaid for Maguire. We got him for 80 million. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club, behind Pogba. He's been at the club for over 2 years, Maguire, and he's had quite a few injuries since he came to the club. And Wan-Bissaka, we could look to sell him as well in the summer because he's not good enough. And he's not our first choice right back under Rangnick. You know, Diego Dalot's our first choice right back under Rangnick. Revert back to Bissaka though, you know, this season's been his third full season at Man United. You know, we got him for around 50 million from Crystal Palace back in the summer of 2019. You know, he's good defensively, but the attacking side of his game is not so good. Matic, I'm expecting him to leave Manchester United in the summer. He's out of contract in the summer. He isn't one of our first choice midfielders, Matic, but despite that, he's been given his opportunities. He's the only predominant centre defensive midfielder Man United have got at the moment. Matic has been at Man United for over 4 years. We got him from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. Paul Pogba, good chance that he'll be leaving Manchester United this summer. He's out of contract in the summer. It said not so long ago that 2 Premier League clubs were in for Pogba. Pogba was in talks with these 2 Premier League clubs with his contract set to end at the end of the season. Real Madrid, PSG and his former club Juventus are also in for him. So Pogba's had a long-running transfer saga. Earlier on this season, Pogba's trainer claimed that he will leave Old Trafford. Pogba is a good player. He's not only a good player, he's an imperative player as well. He's done well in a lot of the games he's played in since he recovered from injury. Earlier on this season, Pogba was out with injury for a while. He's endured quite a few injuries since he re-signed for the club, so he's injury prone. Pogba's our most expensive sign at the moment. Man United paid £89 million for him. And this season's been his 6th season at Man United since he re-signed. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far and he's played over 200 games since he re-signed. Jesse Lingard, he'll leave in the summer. Lingard should have left Manchester United in January, but Man United blocked his exit. Jesse Lingard, he's out of contract in the summer. He has been part of the club for a long time, came up our academy and that, but doesn't really get in the team. Alright, the second half of last season, Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham and he made an impact. Man United could let Donny van der Beek and Martial leave permanently in the summer at the moment. Van der Beek's out on loan with Everton and Martial's out on loan with Sevilla. Juan Mata, he'll leave Man United in the summer. He's out of contract in the summer. Mata has been at Manchester United for 8 years, so reflecting on that, he's been a long-serving player. He's had a good career at Man United as Mata. Mata doesn't get in the team. He lost his place in the team a while ago. Cavani, I'm expecting him to leave Man United this summer. He recently said that Cavani was close to agreeing a move to Real Sociedad. You know, Cavani held talks with Real Sociedad. Cavani's also been linked to a move to Brazil. Cavani's out of contract in the summer. Man United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. Cavani's a good player. He's scored good goals since he come to United. Earlier on this season he had a groin injury. He's had quite a few injuries since he came to the club. it's possible that Rashford will be leaving Man United this summer. Sources close to Football Insider recently said that Marcus Rashford told his friends that he wants to quit Man United this summer. Revert back to earlier on this season, Fabrizio Romano said that Rashford was considering his future with Man United as he was concerned about his lack of playing time. Arsenal have been in for Rashford. Barcelona have been interested in signing him. Real Madrid have been in for him. PSG have been in for him, and Atletico Madrid have been in for him. So he's been subjected to a lot of transfer speculation. Rashford is a good player overall, but Rashford has endured a lot of poor games this season. He hasn't been the same player since he had that operation on his shoulder. He missed the first 2 months of this season with that shoulder problem. Earlier on this season had a minor leg injury. Rashford has been part of the club for a long time. He came up our academy and that he's been a United player since the age of 7, and he broke into our senior squad back in 2016, and since then he's gone on to make nearly 300 appearances in all competitions. Rashford's contract at Man United expires next year. So there you go. And as you all know, the Glazers have owned Manchester United for a long time now. The Glazers have owned Manchester United for around 16.5 years. The Glazers bought the club for 500 million back in 2000. Yeah, and 5. They said we need to get the Glazers out of the football club because they have been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. Revert back to a couple of weeks ago now, is it? He said the Glazers were planning to demolish Old Trafford as Man United looked to upgrade the stadium. Man United have played in the same stadium for 112 years. Man United are looking to increase the capacity to around 80,000 at the moment. Old Trafford holds around 75,000. You know, Old Trafford is the second biggest stadium in England. So do you reckon Old Trafford should be demolished? Earlier on this year, Man United appointed Richard Arnold as a new chief executive. He replaced Ed Woodward. It was good news from a Man United perspective that Woodward stepped down because Woodward was one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. Woodward was Manchester United's vice chairman for around 17 years. So there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.